when we're engaging in the process of scientific inquiry, it's really important that we make sure that we're following these ethical guidelines in the scientific process. Um, Unfortunately, especially in the United States, we haven't always done that, but we can improve on what's going forward, right? We can't necessarily undo the past, but we can be better going forward. So let's look at the example of Henrietta Lacks, and to use this as a case study. So Henrietta was a Black woman who was diagnosed with a really aggressive form of cervical cancer. And she unfortunately died at the age of 31 years old in 1951. The doctors who were treating her harvested some of her cancer cells and have used that cell lineage called the HeLa cell line, named after Henrietta, to do their cancer research. This cell lineage has been living in vitro, like in petri dishes, in vitro, um, ever since they were cultured and taken from Henrietta in the 50s, early 50s. And the lack of ethics was that she nor her family was consented and or compensated for the patents that and the treatments that have developed using her particular cell lineage. And indeed, her family only learned about the cell line in 1975. So, developed methods and ethical norms that are used in scientific research, whether that's researching cancer in humans or any other disease in humans, or anything else. So, we want to make sure that we are promoting and defining the aims of the research. We want to make sure that we are incorporating collaboration so that we don't have specific groups who are kept out of having their research be funded or published, um, so that everyone can have an opportunity to contribute to the growing body of knowledge that is produced through the process of Western science. Okay. We also want to make sure that we have methods ingrained to have accountability so that we're avoiding conflicts of interest, right? We don't want to have companies funding the studies that are going to, automatically find that, yes, this product is so great, right? We want to make sure that we're treating our human and our animal subjects humanely, morally, right? So that we don't have another Henrietta Lacks situation. We want to make sure that we're using public funds efficiently and effectively, and that we're not having individuals misusing those monies. We want to make sure that we're maintaining integrity. So make sure that we're not fabricating data, right? That is an excellent way to get you kicked out of research. In fact, I've known some individuals who are now not allowed to receive federal funding because of lapses in integrity. And then we want to make sure that our research is supporting moral and social values, making sure that we're keeping human rights in the forefront of our mind, right? We want to make sure that we're protecting the environment going forward. So ways that we can reduce waste and still conduct our research, things like that. And all of these ethical norms that have been well defined are all going to contribute to the three pillars of sustainability, sustainable development as defined by the UN, right? So we want to make sure that we have environmental protection. We want to make sure that we have an economic viability. We want to make sure that we have social equality. And when all three of those things are present, then our scientific research is going to fall into that sustainable overlap where we're going to make sure that everything is going to work and that we are going to be able to do this now and into the future.